The Sentencing and Parole Review Task Force is looking at ways to change how criminals are sentenced and paroled here in Connecticut.
The calls for change began after that deadly home invasion in Cheshire over the summer. Today, the public gets a chance to voice their opinions on how to make the system safer. News Channel 8's Jody Latina live inside the Legislative Office building in Hartford with more. Jody.
Sonia, this morning focused on officials, state officials talking and reporting to that task force. This afternoon, the general public will go. There was one woman in the crowd, however, that knows what it's like to feel lost, and she is fighting for change. They're the task force assigned to finding ways to change the way Connecticut charges and paroles its offenders. Ramona Rivera is a mom, and she wants this group to be responsible. Her 8-year-old son was allegedly run down by a woman who was a repeat offender, high on crack.
Driving around high, committing offense after offense, feeling that you can get one deal after another, not even trying to attempt programs. It just can't happen anymore.
Her son, Royale Messiah Taft, died in 2006. Royale and his older brother were playing outside when a car came barreling down a one-way street and ran him over right in the front yard.
My 8-year-old died in my 12-year-old son's arms, and every day we struggle.
Rivera is in Hartford today to talk to the governor's Sentencing and Parole Review Task Force. The group was formed after this past summer's deadly home invasion in Cheshire. A mother and her 2 daughters were killed, allegedly by 2 parolees with long histories of crime.
My heart went out to that family because it can happen anywhere.
Rivera says sentencing guidelines need to be increased for repeat offenders and supervision of parolees tightened. She says her son's alleged killer was convicted 7 times on burglary, larceny, and drug charges, but was still allowed to drive around.
I was devastated. I felt that our system was responsible also for killing my son because...
Ramona Rivera says that her son's alleged killer is now locked up in Niantic Women's Prison. She has yet to be sentenced, though according to Rivera, the woman has been offered a deal by the state, 12 years, suspended after 8. Rivera says the better deal would be the maximum sentence of 20 years. This task force does have to report back to the governor next month. We're live here at the Legislative Office building in Hartford. Jody Latina, News Channel 8.
And changes to the state's probation and parole system could cost taxpayers millions of dollars. That's according to a new report from the Office of Fiscal Analysis. The report shows the cost of building 2 new correctional facilities would run the state about $400 million over 20 years. It also shows that changing the 3 strikes law to impose mandatory life sentences would cost courts $5 million a year and prisons more than $4 million a year.